Hello, I'm Jane Ferry,
I'm Brandon Nappy.
and we are co-presidents of the Somers Sports Broadcasting Club.
Did you know that there is an easy way to improve the picture quality of your television?
Set by default, some picture modes and added motion smoothing effects make it so that you don't see the true intended picture that we create.
This is because picture modes other than standard commonly increase the saturation and change colors.
This usually makes graphics and just the general video seem hard to look at and watch.
Another issue is motion smoothing.
Motion smoothing is the TV adding frames to make motion look realistic and somewhat smoother.
However, it usually has the opposite effect. It creates an unnatural feeling when watching your television and sometimes makes it blurry.
If you wish to enjoy this event with the
Tonight, we bring you the NISPA Class A Section 1 Championship. We have the Somers Tuskers versus the Rye Garnets, a highly anticipated rematch. The Tuskers are coming into this game 8-1, and the Garnets coming in at 9-0. Week 1, Rye handed Somers their only NISPA loss this year. It's win or go home tonight for these teams, and a shot at redemption for the Tuskers. Welcome to the Athletic Conference Room here at Somers High School. I'm Brandon Nappy. With me, Jack Quinn. We will be announcing the game tonight. On the background, we have Jaden Ferry, Cooper Hewitt, and Gavin Brady. They will be working behind the scenes with us tonight.
Let's talk about earlier this season so far. The Garnets are having a phenomenal season with a 9-0 record. They won last week against Eastchester in a back-and-forth matchup, eventually ending with a final score of 36-22.
And now, coming over to Somers this season, the Tuskers are doing great with an 8-1 record, only losing against Rye earlier in the season. Last week, Somers won 28-14 against Harrison in the semifinals. Somers, Rye, and Harrison considered to be the top 3 teams in Section 1 Class A. Tonight, we find out who truly is the most dominant team in Section 1 football. And now, we're going to talk about our amazing sponsors.
Thank you to the SCF for sponsoring. Over $2 million raised for Somers Central schools via grants and scholarships. The Somers Education Foundation has provided our schools with supplies since 1994. The SCF hosts community-wide events such as Trivia Night, Whiz Fit Challenges, and Cupcake Wars. They have also funded countless teacher and student grants, making our school districts a better place. To donate or for upcoming events, please visit scfny.org. Thank you to Mancini Realty for sponsoring. They are family-owned and are located right here in Somers. Mancini Realty takes pride on their personal service and extensive local knowledge, and they will be your realtors for life. Visit ManciniRealEstate.com for more details. Thank you to C Clean Commercial Cleaning for sponsoring. The area's leading healthcare, educational, and commercial facilities trust C Clean to provide healthy, safe, and comfortable workspaces for over 40 years. Find out more at cleanishealthy.com. Thanks to TriStar Floor Care for sponsoring. Somers' best property specialists restore, protect, and maintain various materials such as wood, tile, and stone, as well as carpet and upholstery. Located in Westchester and Putnam County, TriStar will provide you with the very best of service to your liking. Visit TriStarFloorCare.com for more details.
Anthem?
And thanks again to our amazing sponsors helping us to fund what we do. Now let's dive into our pregame for tonight. We're going to start off with predictions. Jack, let's go. What do you got?
I got Somers winning tonight 27-21.
Okay. I've got 29-28. I believe that it's going to come down to the last possession. Somers with the ball, scores a touchdown, gets that 2-point conversion. That's my prediction for tonight. Our crew in the background, Jaden says 28-21, Cooper says 20-14, and Gavin says 35-30. And now we're going to move on to our player watch for tonight. So Jack, take it away.
So we got Rye's top player, Henry Shoemaker, number 5, wide receiver, defensive back, and kicker. Last game against Eastchester, he had 7 receptions for 78 yards, no touchdown. But on the season, he has 52 receptions, 1,195 receiving yards, and 14 touchdowns. Somers' top player is obviously Dean Palazzolo, number 30, wide receiver and defensive back. And on the season, he has 16 receptions, 267 receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns.
And now let's talk a little bit about our coaches tonight.
Head coach for Somers, obviously we know, we've talked about him a little bit, Anthony DiMatteo. Coach DiMatteo took over as head coach in 2021 following his father, Tony DiMatteo. DiMatteo was an assistant coach under his father, contributing to a state title, 3 Section 1 championships, and a regional bowl title during his 12th season. He also played football at Somers under his father and graduated in 2003. Coach DiMatteo was honored as the 2022 Section 1 Coach of the Year and the 2022 New York State Class A Coach of the Year. He was also recognized by the New York Giants. He was selected as the Lou Ratino Coach of the Week for Week 9 of the 2023 season. And Rye's head coach, we have Dino Gar. Coach Gar took over as head coach in 1976, 10 years after graduating from my high school in 1966. He coached 3 seasons before leaving the team to coach at Westlake. He then came back to the team in 1985 to be the head coach for Rye again. In the 40 years since his senior year, he has done amazing things from a coaching perspective. He has won 4 state championships with Rye and has won 75% of the games he has coached. Gar has also led Rye to a winning season for the past 26 years. Like Coach DiMatteo, Gar got a shout out by the previous New York Jets head coach Robert Saleh on November 6, 2021 during a press conference. He holds the title for the winningest high school football coach in New York ever, with 365 career wins.
Two great coaches in this matchup tonight, accompanied by their 2 fantastic teams. You see now our teams side by side with the Tuskers 8-1, Rye at 9-0. Win percentages there, you see Tuskers are at 88%. Average score 31 for the Tuskers. Average score for Garnets just 9 more at 40. That could be the difference in this game tonight, though. But as you come down to the average points against, that also could be the difference here. Somers average is giving up 8 points, and Rye is giving up 18 on average. Very strong defense there for both these teams, but according to the stats, Somers has a little bit stronger of a defense. Our teams now come to the middle for the coin toss, and we will be right back with you in just a moment. And our results from the coin toss. Somers has won the coin toss. They were away team. They made the call and they won. And they have opted to defer, so they will have the ball to start the second half, meaning the Rye Garnets are going to be starting with the ball in the first half for this game. Players, shake hands. And now we are going to head into our Coach DiMatteo, Coach Keys of the game here. You see on your screen now for offense, it's going to be rushing and third level RPOs. And then on the defensive side, we need to stay aware of where Henry Shoemaker is lining up. And we also need to control Carson Miller, Rye's quarterback, from extending those plays, as he loves to run, scramble. He loves to drag out those plays. But Somers, they need to control the clock tonight, Coach DiMatteo said. Rye Somers in their last minute pregame huddles here. For the conditions tonight in Rye, 45 degrees. Chilly night, feels like 40. I apologize, there in Mahopac. 6 mile per hour winds, gust of up to 14. And it is a mostly clear night tonight. Some clouds in the sky, but not much. Chilly night, but the play will not be affected by the wind. Gavin Kelly comes out to kick off for the Tuskers.
Alright, ready, hit.
Somers, set, Rye, set. 12 minutes on the clock. Kelly signals. Kelly takes his first steps to the ball. Kick is up. Lower kick, but a bullet is received at about the 10-yard lines, being brought out by Rye. And immediately tackled near the 20-yard line by a Somers defender. On that tackle, there you had number 37 of Chris Blackman. Your quarterback tonight for Rye. That is going to be Carson Miller. I believe, as we mentioned already, he loves to run around the field quite a lot. He has been performing phenomenally. Last game, 12 for 15 on passing. I believe over 100 rushing yards for himself there as Rye. They're getting set here at the 22-yard line. Two receivers far, one near. Snap. Handoff to Shoemaker. Shoemaker does not get far. Immediately runs and gets brought back at the line of scrimmage. Stopping him there was Ben Breckenmeyer.
Yeah, it's a great job by Somers' defense, just rallying to the ball there. You see he makes contact right at the line of scrimmage and make sure he doesn't get any more than where the contact was hit.
It looked like whoever was guarding Breckenmeyer was not in their spot, or he was able to get past them really quick, but it looked like there was no one accounting for him. Fry set up a second down here, too wide. Shoemaker behind Miller. Miller takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Shoemaker, looking to pass towards his sideline, and it's going to be a complete pass for a first down. Incomplete pass, knocked out by at the last second by Somers. That was an attempted pass to Sebastian Lewis, a wide receiver and senior. Miller on that play rolled out towards the Somers sideline, made a pass into some interesting coverage there. Several guys around him, but he was still able to find an opening.
That's a nice job, just not giving up on the play, making sure you always stick with it, and you may have that chance to make that incompletion, which they did there.
So Rye is going to have a 3rd and long. Rye breaks their huddle. We have 2 far, 1 near. You have the running back, Charlie Garnet, behind Miller. Snap. Miller back to pass. It's trouble. He's going to have to escape the pocket towards the Somers sideline. Pressured by Brett Kennedy, and he's tackled in the backfield. Brett Kennedy coming up with the big stop for a loss of 3 yards there, making it 4th and 13, and Rye is going to have to punt away.
Another great job by this defense here, making sure coverage is perfect. There's nowhere for him to throw. He rolls out to the left, and Brett Kennedy's able to keep him rolling to the sideline and make that tackle.
You see there both Chris Decker and Drawn Faulkner getting through the line there, putting that pressure on Miller. Low snap for the punt, but the punt is still able to get off, and it is going to be... That punt is going to go out of bounds.
And here we have Tristan Iglesias' stats from last game. He had 111 passing yards and 77 rushing yards. No touchdowns for him. It was a lot of the rushing touchdowns last game. He follows his brother, who played Somers' varsity quarterback last year, Miguel Iglesias.
Somers' offense out there now. And their huddle, Iglesias brings the play out. And their ball is going to be placed at the Somers 49-yard line. Amazing field position. If Somers can capitalize here, this is going to be big.
Definitely. You almost think this is a little bit of a home advantage for Somers because they're closer.
Yes, Mahopac only 1 town over, about a 15-minute ride from Somers. Palazzolo near Kelly Farr. Nate Mitchell to the left of Glacius. Glacius takes the snap, hands off to Mitchell. Mitchell spinning through the line of scrimmage. He's still up, keeps his feet moving through the pile, something he's been great for. And he turns what could have been just a gain of 3 yards into a gain of about 7.
Yeah, it's a great job. Just keep moving your feet, not wanting to go down. That first initial spin was a big part of why he got as far as he did. People got behind him and kept pushing, and that's a great gain on first down.
Somers has 2nd and 2 now. Palazzolo near Kelly Farr. Mitchell to the right of Iglesias. Iglesias snap. Hands it off to Mitchell once again. Line pushing really well. He gets that first down. 1st and 10 for Somers at the 40-yard line.
I mean, it's not what you think. It's not what you think it's going to be a really good play, but it's exactly what that play is designed for, to get that first down. They weren't looking for anything more. They thought maybe it was there, but they got what they came for, and now they're going to be in the huddle to do it again.
And our starters for Somers offense, Dean Palazzolo, Jackson Whipple, Gavin Kelly, R.J. Peterson, John Faulkner, Lorenzo D'Ambrosio. We'll continue in just a moment. Somers set. Iglesias snaps. Trick play there. Mitchell took the snap, and he took the ball straight through. See that there, Iglesias actually turned into a blocker for Mitchell. Quite interesting there, continuing there. Hudson Ruby, Ben Breckemeyer, Chris Decker, Nate Mitchell, Tristan Iglesias. Those are your offensive starters for Somers tonight. So with a 2nd and 4 here, after that trick play, gain of 6. Somers at the 35-yard line on Rye side. They're set. Palazzolo in motion across the middle. He takes the handoff from Iglesias. Fakes the handoff. Iglesias keeps it himself.
Yeah, it definitely looked like Palazzolo would have been open for a huge run there if he had handed it off.
Definitely would have been a great option there. Only one person on that side of the field that he would have had to beat. That's something we may see on this play with 3rd and short, 3rd and 3. Gain of 1 on the Iglesias scramble. We have Palazzolo near Kelly Farr. Mitchell to the right of Iglesias. Iglesias takes a snap. Fakes the handoff to Mitchell. He's going to keep it himself and scramble past the line of scrimmage. He gets first down and more.
Yeah, it's a nice first down right there. You see him go right there, find the hole, and fit right through for that first down.
5-yard gain there. Somers now within the 30. They're at the 29-yard line with 1st and 10. We have Whipple near, Palazzolo near, and Kelly Farr. Iglesias takes a snap back to pass. Over the middle to Kennedy. Kennedy charging up the sideline to the 5. Touchdown! Tuskers, number 19. Brett Kennedy with the receiving touchdown. Catch and run up the sideline there.
This is exactly what Somers couldn't do in that first game against Rye. They couldn't get the big plays done. Doing this really early in the game, really early in the first quarter is really a lot, but it's really important to winning this game and to have the momentum throughout the entire game. Make sure Rye feels like they're pushing against a really strong force, and it's going to make them really hard. Or it's going to make it really hard for them to get the momentum back.
And Kelly out here to hit the extra point. Snap. Hold. Kelly kick up and good. Somers offense, a quick 7-0 lead. Team's coming back out. Team's coming back out. Now, we're already out there. Somers taking a little longer. When Somers starts with this momentum, they are very hard to stop. So if Rye wants to, have a good first quarter, they're really going to have to step up on this drive here.
Yeah, when Somers has this momentum, I like to compare it to stealing candy or like a lollipop from a baby. Because, it's really easy, and Somers just has everything downhill force, and they're able to do almost anything they want.
So Somers set back up to kick to Rye. 6:54 remaining in the first quarter. Kelly, kick, low kick, puts it at the 5-yard line. As he slides backwards, it's ruled as a touchback.
Yeah, that the returner's foot stepped into the end zone, which I believe makes it an automatic touchback, even if the ball doesn't go in.
Yes, so Rye's offense coming back out. They are going to receive that play there from Carson Miller, their quarterback. Ball is going to be placed at the 20-yard line. You have Shoemaker near sideline, Lewis the far side, and Garnett, the running back, to the left of Miller. Miller, snap. Hands off to Garnett. Garnett runs right into the line of scrimmage. He keeps his feet moving just like Mitchell, but he does not get as far. I believe a gain of about 4.
Yeah, it's a good job. A good job by the defensive line and the linebackers, just making that brick wall so he can't run much farther than he deserves.
Absolutely. There. So that's going to bring up the second down there. Second and 8. Gain of 2. Right, setting back up, we have Lewis near. I believe we're going to have Shoemaker far. Motion across the middle. Hand off to number 7, JP Tracy.
Another great tackle right in like the midsection of the field by Somers. Those midsection tackles aren't always the easiest because if Somers is running a blitz, it's really easy to counter run against it. But there, Somers was able to make a beautiful tackle and looks like only a gain of like 1 to 2 yards.
No yard gain there. Rye with another 3rd and long, 3rd and 8. We have 2 receivers near, 3 far, no running back. Snap, Miller back to pass. Makes that pass into the hands of Shoemaker. And I believe that is going to be ruled incomplete. Incomplete.
Yeah. It seemed there. He pump faked and then threw it. It was really, really close. I don't know. Yeah, it did. Yeah, the ball hit the ground there. He did not make possession. Really, really close to a first down there, but Rye's going to have to come out in your punt.
You see they had Charlie Garnett, the running back. He was wide open as a receiver, close to the first down on the sideline. Rye punts away. Palazzolo receives and does not signal a fair catch, and he is immediately tackled by Tyler Walsh. And now we're going to hand it over to Gavin.
Thanks, guys. Somers is serving up a fashionable 8-1 record this season. Looking at the 3 finest stats on the table this year, Nate Mitchell whipped up 256 rushing yards, Brett Kennedy chopped up 25 tackles, and Dean Palazzolo cooked up 305 special team yards. An elegant performance from the 3 chefs.
Nice update there from Gavin Brady behind the scenes with us tonight. Somers in their huddle breaks. We're going to have Whipple near, Palazzolo far, and Mitchell to the left of Iglesias. Iglesias signals for Palazzolo in motion, fakes the handoff to Palazzolo, and gives it to Mitchell. Mitchell keeps his feet moving once again as Somers pushes him forward.
Yeah, here it shows that this Somers momentum. The run game is always enhanced when they have it on their side. They're always able to run the ball usually, but it just gives it a more downhill and forceful feeling when the momentum's in their hand.
Clock ticking with 4:40 left in the first quarter. Somers is at their own 38-yard line. That's going to be a 2nd and 7. We have Palazzolo near, I believe, Kelly far. Palazzolo set in motion, and he's going to take the handoff this time with Mitchell as a blocker for him. He dodges one, gets to the sideline, picks up the first down before being bumped out of bounds by Sebastian Lewis.
That's a great play right there. A great play call. They faked it a couple times. This time they actually hand it to him. And Rye's kind of like questioning before he gets that handoff. They're like, are they going to hand it off to Mitchell? Are they going to hand it off to Palazzolo? Is it going to be a keep by Iglesias? That's just something, the trickery and the mindset that the offensive play call puts the defense in is how you win football games. This is exactly how Somers is able to win games so often.
Yeah, that was really great because Kelly had a running back and a receiver to block for him as well. Somers set 1st and 10. Iglesias snap, it's going to be a keeper, big pile in the middle, and he's going to keep pushing. And brought down after a 4-yard game. 4 minutes remaining in the first, clock still running.
Yeah, this first quarter is going pretty quick, but Somers this drive is going as well as the last. They're able to keep moving the ball, not bring up any third downs yet, I don't think.
Maybe one, I believe.
But they have been able to consistently get the first down on earlier downs, which just shows they're able to enforce their will on the defense.
Yeah, and they haven't been using Palazzolo too much as a receiver in this game, so I wonder when you're going to see that happen. Lags come out, and I believe it's going to be a false start on Somers. We had someone on the line jump early.
Looks like that's going to be the right tackle.
It's going to be a 2nd and 11 for Somers, so not too bad of a penalty. Palazzolo near, I believe, Kelly far, and Mitchell to the left of Iglesias. Iglesias takes a snap. Mitchell fakes that he's going to run the other way, but eventually does take that handoff, and that play did not work out well. He ran right into multiple Rye defenders who pushed him way back.
Yeah, that's a good job by Rye right there. Not the best play call. I mean, personally, I wouldn't do it, but maybe DiMatteo had another look on it. But running it on a very long 2nd down, bringing up 3rd down, and now you're in your territory, it's going to be really hard to come out of this because Rye now has a little bit of that defensive momentum, which is going to cause a little bit of clash between these two momentums.
This is where Somers really shows off their passing skills. We have Kelly, Fard, Palazzolo, near, Whipple near, snap, pass to Kelly. Kelly with the toe taps. No good. Big potential completion there. Kelly had the toe tap down, but he was unable to keep possession of the ball. It was a great pass, perfectly placed.
Yeah, it looks like he had everything there, just couldn't hold on to that ball.
Maybe the Rye defender going out of bounds with him was able to get a hand on the ball. But Gavin Kelly now will punt away for Somers. Not something we often see Somers doing. Kelly, low snap, but manageable. Punts, and he gets it all the way to land on the 20-yard line, bouncing back to the 10. Somers surrounds the ball and picks it up just inside the 10-yard line.
That's a really good punt. You know, you want it to go a little bit further, but it's a beautiful punt, beautiful placement, and it's going to give Rye a really hard time coming out of the back of their territory.
Kelly known for these great punts and kicks that he has been doing so far. 2:03 left in the first quarter. fast quarter so far. And now we're going to welcome Rye set up. We have too far, too near, no running back. Miller takes a snap. He's going to be passing. Has his man. It's complete to Shoemaker. Receives at the 20 and is brought down at about the 25.
And we see him again. I believe that's his first reception on the night. But he's their #1 player. We're going to see him a lot.
Yeah, this is not something that you really expect to see from Somers. But, I mean, both teams' defense are really strong. So that's why both teams actually got that fourth down, got to fourth down and had to punt away. And, yeah, we'll have to see what happens now with Rye's offense.
1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Miller takes a snap. Looking to pass. Pressure in the pocket. He has to throw. No signal from the referee. And it is complete pass over the middle. Right in the middle of the field and in between all the Somers defenders. That complete pass to Shoemaker, who has once again
It almost looks like the sideline judge
tripped up the
called
defender.
that ball, but nothing you can do about it.
Last 2 plays, Shoemaker has tripped up his defender to be able to get the ball. Miller 1st and 10 snaps, looking to pass, looking for a deep pass, and he's sacked in the pocket. Chris Decker with a big sack there. Number 89, Chris Decker, with 47 seconds left in the first and ticking. He immediately just gets past his guy after a big hit, and he's able to pull Miller down before he gets the chance to do anything.
Yeah, they decided to put their running back, Garnett, on him, and that just is not a good matchup, and they should never do that again tonight because it's not going to work. Decker able to get right around him, just a little bit too quick, a little bit too strong, and he's able to get that sack.
And it's going to be 2nd and 23 now for Rye. Miller takes a low snap. Clock stops. And we're going to have a Rye timeout before the play with 12 seconds remaining in the first. Here's your crew for tonight once again. Myself, Brandon Appy, Jack Quinn, and our producer, Jaden Ferry. Alongside us, not on the graphic, we have Cooper Hewitt, and Gavin Brady. And so far, Rye's offense playing like some fish out of water tonight. Not able to do anything. I mean, I'm sure they've had those some of those big passes there to Shoemaker, but I mean this sack immediately brings them back to where this drive started almost. We're set back up here. Miller takes the snap, back to pass. He's going to try to scramble for himself. Speedy Miller. He runs right into Brett Kennedy as the clock ticks down. And quarter 1 ends. Big stop there. It looks like Rye is going to have 2nd and I believe that would be 3rd and 15. 3rd and 15. That was 2nd and 23. So now they're going to have 3rd and 15. They're going to have to pass once again. 12 minutes back on the clock here. Rye comes out for the second quarter. 3rd and 15. Rye in the huddle. Rye breaks the huddle. We have two receivers near, 3 far. No running back with Miller. 3rd and 15. They're most likely to be passing. Miller back to pass. Pressure in the pocket. And it's complete over the middle of the field to Sebastian Lewis for the 1st and 10. Gets them across the midfield mark. Wow, big pass there.
Yeah, that was a beautiful football right there. Right over the defender's head. He didn't know it was really coming. He got burned a little bit there. And it's a really good ball for that 1st down.
Rye breaks the huddle on their 1st and 10. And they are now at the Somers 43-yard line. 2 near, 3 far. Miller back to pass. He's pressured. And he's going to be sacked once again by Chris Decker. Chris Decker with the 2nd sack of the night. As a flag come out, I believe he may get something for that excessive celebration. Waiting on the call here. Chris Decker really worked his way in, and they did it again. They had the running back.
Sack looked clean, so
Penalty against Somers that might have been unsportsmanlike conduct against Decker for his celebration after the play.
it's going to be a 15-yard penalty. That will give Rye really, really good positioning here.
It is going to be 2nd and 4. Rye changing out their players. Miller brings them to play. This could be quite a problem for Somers, that penalty. I know Coach DiMatteo is definitely fuming on the sidelines right now.
Yeah, they're the only team with penalties right now. The holding call messed up their offensive drive, and now this is going to mess up their defensive drive.
Miller's snap, he's going to be keeping it himself, and he's brought down once again by Miller. Man, they need to stop having the running back cover him. It's not going well.
Yeah, it's really not. Somehow they still haven't realized that yet, but he's just been able to come off the edge every single time and make the play in the backfield.
He immediately throws his hands up after play as to not get another penalty called. Smart move there. And that's going to move them back to a 3rd and 8, 3rd and long, so Rye most likely will be passing. They are at the Somers. They're at the Somers 41-yard line. Miller is back to pass. He's pressured. He has to escape the pocket. And he's forced out of bounds by a few Somers players.
Yeah, he's out in the pocket, turned around, rushed to the right, and yeah, he's just going to step out of bounds there.
He did not get to the 1st down marker. So they are going to have a 4th down, and they may be going for it. Most of the offense still out there. They are going for it.
You need to be aggressive when you're down, especially somewhere in like the 2nd quarter here. You need to put a little bit of
4th and 5, low snap. Miller back to pass, makes a deep pass, and it's going to be way over the heads of anybody. And Somers is going to take over on downs at their own 38-yard line. Miller had a low snap. He was barely able to handle it. He just throws that ball deep. No one near for his team, and very out of reach of the defenders who maybe would have been able to make a pick, but that ball was all the way in the end zone. They were at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, what I was saying is Rye needed to put some sort of like punch, like some sort of attack to say like we're not out of this game. We're down to score. We're gonna go for it on fourth down. Try to get this. They didn't get it, so a lot of momentum lost right there.
Somers set up 3 running backs. Tristan hands it off to Palazzolo, playing as a running back. He's gonna run diagonally towards the sideline. It's gonna be a gain of 3. Got from the 38 to the 41. So. That's going to be 2nd and 7 for the Tuskers. Tuskers break the huddle. Palazzolo, Whipple, and Kelly far, and I believe we're going to have Mitchell to the left of Iglesias. Iglesias snaps, takes the handoff to Mitchell, makes a pass to Whipple across the middle. He gets the first down and is hit during a spin move, causing him to fall down. But he does get that first down, bringing them to exactly the 50-yard line.
Yep, that's that little short post play where it's just like a little slant in and it's a quick throw. Beautiful ball, beautiful job moving away from that defender to get that first down.
Referee's discussing, and there was a flag.
Steven Nigel, the head referee, head official for tonight's game.
Whatever penalty that was there, that was against Rye, and that was declined, so Somers will have 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line, which was the result of the previous play. We have 1 far, 2 near. Kelly takes, Iglesias takes a snap. A pass to Kelly is picked off by Miller.
Yeah, picked off by the quarterback there.
Picked off by Rye's quarterback, who is covering Gavin Kelly. I believe that pass was a little too short for Kelly, and Miller was able to just snag it.
Almost looked like it got tipped by that jumping lineman there.
Might have been. So Rye is going to take over on their own 44-yard line. Going to have Shoemaker far. Lewis near. Miller's keeping it himself. He tries to go one way. That doesn't work. Tries to go another way. That doesn't work. It's going to be no loss, no gain.
On that interception there, he slid down to not get hit, not get any contact with him. But he's going to get a lot of it there. Just couldn't find a hole to run through and gets stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Definitely picking where he wants to take his hits from. 8:50 remaining in the first half of play. We have 1 near, 1 far. Snap. Miller back to pass. Doesn't have much options. Got to make a choice. Line's holding well as Chris Decker now gets through. And as Chris Decker brings down Miller, he attempts to make a pass, and it's ruled an incomplete pass because there was forward motion, and that ball was going towards a Rye player. So that will be no loss once again. It's going to be 3rd and 10. Rye, and they're 3rd and 10. And they're going to take another timeout. We're going to have a Rye timeout. And now, Jack, let's talk about the message that Coach DiMatteo has shared with his players and the area that they needed to execute better to win this game? What was that area?
Physicality. It's just being physical with the other team, just making contact as hard as you can, tackling, and just making sure you make the play. Don't let them get more yards than they need. Don't try to force the fumble and miss the tackle. Just physicality, force to the line, force to the quarterback on those couple sacks, forcing the running back. Just hard physical hits throughout this entire football game.
Now, currently, we'd like to thank our 94 live viewers currently watching with us, but unfortunately, Sports Engine feed has cut out, and we are now unable to see the game. We will be doing everything we can on our side to fix that, but that is not an issue that is on our side. Feed back up here. Let's see what we've got going on. And it's going to be 4th and 10. Tuskers made a stop, and Rye is going to be punting away. Dean Palazzolo back to receive. Punt up. Decent punt. Palazzolo is going to receive, and he's going to try to bring it out. Oh, Dean Palazzolo taking off. Last second, it looks like he had a defender grab his arm at about the 45-yard line and pulls him out of bounds, but once Dean Palazzolo gets to that sideline and he's going in a straight line, there is not much you can do. Last second, he was grabbed.
I must say, this punter is pretty good. Haven't seen anybody like him in any of these varsity games yet, but he has been kicking very consistently deep down the field.
Yes, definitely something that you want your punter to do, especially when you're playing against this Somers offense. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Tuskers on 45-yard line. Break the huddle. We have Palazzolo, Whipple, Jimenez near Whipple and Kelly Farr, I believe. Snap. And Iglesias is going to keep it himself, even though he has 5 receivers out. And he pushes his way along with the help of the line. Flag comes out. I believe that was a gain of 7 yards. Big gain there, and going to be a flag. That was a gain of 8.
That's the head official throwing the flag there. Personal foul on the defense. Not sure entirely what happened there. Might have been a late hit on Iglesias. That's going to be... Let's see if they're going to move this ball. I believe it's 15, and yes, it will be 15 from the end of the play.
Amazing. So Somers is going to get that automatic first down, and the ball is going to go from the Rye 47-yard line all the way to the Rye 32-yard line. Wow, what a huge difference that makes. And though we cannot see the clock at this time, Sports Engine having some issues, I believe there's about 3 minutes left in the half, so this definitely helps Somers getting a touchdown. Palazzolo coming in motion across the middle, fakes the handoff to Luke Valencia, a sophomore, now coming in for Mitchell. Breaks one tackle, and he gets through. Big pickup of 9 yards there.
That's just more momentum. Breaking tackles is probably the biggest momentum booster outside of touchdowns in this game. Because when you break a tackle, it just shows that you're going to be more physical and quicker and faster to make a move and make sure you don't get brought down.
Palazzolo near, I believe that's Whipple far. Valencia to the left of Iglesias. Iglesias, snap. Another handoff to Valencia. And this time it doesn't work as well. He's stopped by the defensive line.
Yeah, it looks like might be a loss of 1 there, or might just made it to the line of scrimmage. But they were trying to go for the first down. They didn't get it. Still got 3rd down to do it.
3rd and 1. Palazzolo is near. Kennedy is at the end of the defensive line on the far side, but it's another handoff to Valencia. He definitely got that first down this time. Referee signal to stop the clock.
Yeah, it was a wide open hole to get that first down.
And it's been the same for the past few games. They start giving that ball to Luke Valencia, and they don't stop until the defense finds a way. I think it's a good time to mention that I don't think Dean Palazzolo has had any targets yet tonight as well.
I don't think so either.
He's only run the ball, but Palazzolo near. Whipple far, and Iglesias is going to scramble, but go nowhere.
Yeah, he got pressured there. He just didn't have enough time. He was looking, tried to find someone open downfield. There was nothing there. Gets back, or actually a little bit short of the line of scrimmage to make it 2nd and 11.
Loss of yards. Wow. Second. It's going to be 2nd and 10 still. We have Kennedy near Palazzolo coming across. He takes the handoff. He breaks a tackle immediately. Someone got by quickly, but Palazzolo fast enough to get by them, but he does not get much yardage as he is pushed out of bounds by Shoemaker, pressuring him.
Looks like they're going to lose another yard there, or about a half a yard to make it a full 3rd and 11. Probably going to need to go to the air here.
If Somers has been doing a good job controlling the clock this drive, they should not be leaving much time left for Rye, so they probably could consider going for it if it should get to 4th down. But Palazzolo, Kelly, Whipple, far. Iglesias takes the snap. It's going to be a throw. Complete to, I believe, Whipple. Complete to Whipple. Did they get the first down? It's going to be close. They did not. 4th and inches. 4th and inches for the Tuskers. They're definitely going to be going for this one.
100%. And a really good thing about this scenario is that even if Somers doesn't get it here, they're getting the second half kickoff. So they're in a really, really good positioning to go up 2 or 3 scores here.
Yeah. No receivers out. They got it. Someone came across and took the snap. Iglesias did not get the snap there. Not quite sure how much time is left, but I believe the referee's talking about the location of the ball. I believe. They might be measuring.
Yeah, it looks like they will be. There's no official has put their arm in the direction of whose ball it is. And yeah, referees are now talking to Somers players as they will bring the sticks out to measure.
Now, the ball is placed just within the 10-yard line on the right side, so this is big. Goes measuring, and they got it. Somers with the 1st and goal from the 9-yard line.
Yeah, they got it by a full football there. The end of that stick was touching the tip of that football farthest away from the end zone. So that's just a great job by Somers on that pickup.
Somers 1st down, 1st and goal. Unsure of the time left, but no receivers out for Somers. Iglesias takes the snap. Keeper heading towards the left side. He's pulled forward a little bit by Rye, and then he's brought down.
Iglesias able to break a tackle as one Rye defender came off his back and swung fully around him. He's just able to absorb hits and keep moving until 3 or 4 guys are on him to take him down. Looks to be 2nd and goal on the 7-yard line. Somers breaks the huddle. Whipple close in motion. Flag on the play.
Flag comes out. Ball start on the offense.
Definitely a costly penalty here when you're trying to punch it in right before half. But they're going to have to figure out a way to work it out and get into the end zone here.
Somers has second down, second and goal from the 12-yard line. Iglesias back to pass. Pressure in the pocket. Gets the pass off. Completes it Kennedy, but I don't think it's going to get them too far. Definitely.
Yeah, Iglesias had a lot of pressure there. Two guys in the backfield with him. Gets rid of the ball just to not take that sack, but it's not going to be a huge gain. I believe it's third or fourth down now.
Somers set up. We have Kelly, Whipple, Barr, Palazzolo near in compact formation. Iglesias pass. He's pressured and sacked in the pocket. Rye defense stepping up towards the end of this drive here.
Yeah, they needed it. Still down that 7 points scored on Somers' first drive. Now, late here in the second quarter, they need something. They need this defense to really step up, which they did. I believe it's now fourth down. And, yeah, Somers will be, Gavin Kelly will be out here to kick a field goal from the right hash. It will be a 38-yard field goal. And it is up and good. Somers is up 10-0 late in this second quarter. Again, do not know the clock because Sports Engine decided to take the bar away. But somewhere late in the second quarter.
Very late in the second quarter. I can't imagine that there's more than a minute left for Rye this quarter. And the blow for Rye here is that they don't get the ball for the second half. Somers gets the ball. We have 132 receiving word from Xavi Sil, club member that is at the game for us tonight. 132 left on the clock.
Yeah, Somers is able to run out a lot of that clock. And make sure Rye doesn't have a lot of time.
Definitely did a great job on that last drive. As they run out for the kick off. Somers Rye set. Everyone's set. Kelly getting his steps. There he goes. Kelly. Kick up. Pretty good kick. It's going to land at the 6-yard line, and it's going to be brought out. Some good pickups there. It's going to get all the way to almost the 38-yard line.
Hey, go, Gavin.
And now we're going to get some words from Gavin Brady.
Yeah, Brandon. Both defenses are so strong that there are a lot of possession changes. Rye holds Somers to an interception and a field goal from the red zone in the third quarter alone. Back to you, Brandon.
Thank you, Gavin, for that little update there.
Correction, second quarter alone.
Thank you, Gavin. Rye is set here at their own 38-yard line. Miller takes the snap, back to pass towards his own sideline, And it's complete in the middle of the field. Wow, huge play there. That's complete to Shoemaker, and he gets all the way down to the Somers 35-yard line.
Yeah, it's a huge play there for Rye. It just gives them that chance to possibly put something up on the board here.
They will probably at least have an attempt at a field goal. Miller takes a snap. Complete pass over the middle to Shoemaker, and he's going to run it all the way in for a Rye touchdown, number 5. That is going to be a Henry Shoemaker, his first touchdown of the night, and Rye's first touchdown of the night.
Yeah, it looks like Somers let up a bit there. It's going to be something they need to fix soon in this game. Sooner than later, definitely better. They don't want to really kill this lead. But Somers has probably around a minute, you think? Maybe a little less.
I'd say they probably have 50 seconds.
Possibly
Shoemaker
could get something.
Shoemaker out to kick the extra point. Receiver and kicker, just like Gavin Kelly. And flag gonna fly. And it's gonna be a false start against Rye.
Costly there. Definitely costly.
That's fine, as it's an extra point.
True, but it's 5 more yards that you're wanting your kicker to do. Usually, you don't see a lot of field goals. You only see extra points in high school games. So may not be used to kicking this far.
Kick is blocked. Blocked by Jerron Faulkner for Somers. He gets in there. Number 54. Great job by him blocking that extra point attempt. Wow.
Yeah, there you go. Definitely some pressure from the penalty there. Got to maybe some of those linemen. And Jerron was able to run right through and block that extra point.
Jerron, a senior at Somers High School. He plays on both the offense and defensive lines for Somers. He's been key on defense. He's had multiple tackles throughout the season. Pretty big season for him. I don't know what Somers would do without him. Fry comes out. They're going to be kicking back to Somers. Let's see what Somers tries to do here, whether they're going to just run the ball a few times to go to halftime, or they're going to try to make some big passes.
Well, they have a mystery amount of time, since we don't really know for sure. So I feel like it definitely depends on if they have more or less than 30 seconds and how aggressive Coach Amadio's feeling right before they get ball at the beginning of the third quarter.
Yes, you have to remember that. They will get that ball. And Rye seems to be taking their sweet time to get set for the kickoff.
Usually when they're lined up in this little huddle here, they fake it, but they will come out of it. Sometimes kicking units will line up in a huddle, kicker will turn around and do an onside kick, but it does not look like that here as they line up in a regular formation.
See, it might be onside. Nope. It's a lower kick. Use the inside of his foot. But Palazzolo does receive it, and he's going to bring it out. He's dodging left and right. Palazzolo picking up speed, 50-yard line. He hits to the sideline, and he is brought out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Rise 37-yard line, that is. Huge, huge return by Dean Palazzolo.
I don't think it's a question anymore that you be really, really aggressive here. Even if you technically do throw the interception, you should have them far enough back in your territory to make it fine so they don't come out of points in this half. I think you at least go for a field goal here. If not, try to get in the end zone.
I believe they're going to go for the end zone. It was about 54 yards for Palazzolo there. I believe that's going to be a Somers timeout. Now, Dean Palazzolo finally gets a chance to show off tonight. Big return there And we'll see how he's utilized in this upcoming drive here. Somers, they have a minute here to discuss what they want to do. But as we know, they work on these plays throughout the season with less than 2 minutes left. And please make sure to stay tuned for our Somers Sports Broadcasting Club halftime show. Right after the first half, we'll recap, and we'll go in talk a little bit about what we think the second half will look like. Somerset, 1st and 10. Iglesias takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself, not everyone else far out. It's going to be pickup of about and that was about a 7-yard gain. And it's going to be another timeout taken for Somers, so we can assume that they're probably within 30 seconds.
Most likely. One more thing we know about Palazzolo is he has around 600 all-purpose yards this season, and over half of those being on special teams. So we know that's kind of what he's built for in this team. It's all those punt returns, those kick returns. That's where he gets over half of his yards.
And you could probably figure that Somers gets probably 2 plays here. They have 50. They get more than 2 plays. They have 51 seconds for receiving word.
Definitely want to utilize the sidelines here. Don't want to kill your last time out. More than 30 seconds left.
We may see a big play towards the end zone here, showing off those receivers who haven't really had the chance to do much tonight. And last time Somers threw the ball, that was an interception, but just gotta take that chance. We're gonna have Kelly Palazzolo near Whipple and a few other receivers far. Iglesias sends Palazzolo in motion. Palazzolo, he takes the handoff, and he's immediately brought down before he gets to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they tried a little bit of a trick play there. Did not take a shot at the end zone. Is that a flag on the field?
That is a flag. And I'm going to think that it's against Somers as the referee is speaking with the right coach. Holding on Somers, yes. They're going to replay first down, though. And they have 36 seconds remaining. And we saw that Dean Palazzolo play where he came across, he stopped in a running back spot next to Iglesias and then took the handoff. And both times that just did not work. So maybe do we consider throwing the ball to him instead? I mean, obviously they're going to have their best coverage on him, their best safeties behind him there, but you might want to try to let him get open. Kelly Palazzolo near. Palazzolo in motion once again. He fakes the handoff, and this time the handoff is going to be given to, I believe, Jaden Abruzzi. For a pickup of a few yards. Clock stops. And Somers will take timeout. .25 seconds remaining. And Somers no longer has any timeouts. So 25 seconds without a timeout. See how they do it. Teams begin to drift away from their huddles here. Somers, they need to stay focused on doing the little things right. That's their motivation for tonight. That's what they need to do.
There's really going to be 2 battles here today, as we have the 2 teams on the field battling. But how Mahopac Stadium's set up, you're going to have both groups of cheerleaders on the same side. So they'll probably be battling each other as well.
Yeah, obviously they do have Somers and Rye Crowd separated, but you'll still get the noise Palazzolo near. We have 3 receivers far, including Whipple and Kelly. Abruzzi to the left of Iglesias. Iglesias back to pass. He has time. Escapes to the pocket and makes a pass. Diving catch from Palazzolo. But he stayed in bounds. And the clock is going to keep rolling. So they're going to scramble. They're at the 15-yard line. They're set. Clock rolls. Iglesias spikes it.
Good job getting up there quick and spiking that ball. Great catch. I don't know who it was. Do you know?
That was Dean Palazzolo right there.
There we go. Finally getting him the ball for a positive play. And Gavin Kelly's out here to kick the field goal. His second attempt of the night. It's a 32-yard field goal. It's up. And it's
far
no
left.
good.
No good, Kelly. Usually on point, but he is not tonight. So a big play from Palazzolo to wrap up the second half, showing off what he can do, showing he is a threat that everyone says he is. And we'll start our halftime show shortly. You're watching Varsity Football on the Somers Sports broadcast.
Thank you to the SEF for sponsoring. With over $2 million raised for Somers Central schools via grants and scholarships, the Somers Education Foundation has provided our schools with supplies since 1994. The SEF hosts community-wide events such as Trivia Night, Whiz Fit Challenges, and Cupcake Wars. They have also funded countless teacher and student grants, making our school districts a better place. To donate or for upcoming events, please visit sefny.org. Thank you to Mancini Realty for sponsoring. They are family owned and are located right here in Somers. Mancini Realty takes pride on their personal service and extensive local knowledge, and they will be your realtors for life. Visit ManciniRealEstate.com for more details. Thank you to C Clean Commercial Cleaning for sponsoring. The area's leading healthcare, educational, and commercial facilities trust C Clean to provide healthy, safe, and comfortable workspaces for over 40 years. Find out more at cleanishealthy.com. Thanks to TriStar Floor Care for sponsoring. Somers' best property specialists restore, protect, and maintain various materials such as wood, tile, and stone, as well as carpet and upholstery. Located in Westchester and Putnam County, TriStar will provide you with the very best of service to your liking. Visit TriStarFloorCare.com for more details.
Thank you once again to our amazing sponsors helping to fund what we do. Welcome to the Somers Sports Broadcasting halftime show. Start off with our thoughts of the first half. Jack, do you want to go first?
I think Somers came out really quick on that first offensive drive. Was able to move the ball down the field, score that touchdown, kept Rise on their toes for a lot of the first quarter and most of the second quarter. Just playing solid on defense and making sure they can score till late in that second quarter there. But Somers able to come back and drive down the field, missed the field goal, but still puts a lot of pressure on Rye to show that they can drive down and they can score.
Absolutely. And you didn't mention there, Rye had the ball first, and Brett Kennedy came up with a big stop on 3rd and long, and that really led to the momentum into that big drive. And I believe it was Brett Kennedy that then had that receiving touchdown. Yes, that was Brett Kennedy that had the receiving touchdown for Somers. That came right after it. I mean, solid first half from both teams. I definitely expected there to be a little bit more scoring. I thought Rye was going to score a little more, but we did not see that, fortunately, for Somers. But now we'll go into the recap. As I mentioned already, Kennedy had that receiving touchdown, 31 yards for him. It was a nice extra point right after by Gavin Kelly. Split the uprights right down the middle. And after that, Somers' defense played really well. That includes a 13-yard sack by Chris Decker Sr. He's been playing really well tonight. They've had the running back for Rye that has been guarding him and blocking him. That hasn't really gone well. He's gotten by, I believe, almost every time. So Ryan may need to rethink that strategy. That concludes our first half. And coming into the second half, a lot more in this one. Sebastian Lewis for Rye started off the quarter with a 30-yard catch. And then they ended up, that drive did result in a punt, but that was still a pretty big play to start off the second quarter. Another was Chris Decker's sack for Somers, but that was flagged for, we believe, unsportsmanlike conduct for the celebration after the play. We know Section 1, they love to crack down on the, the penalties like that. That he proceeded to sack the quarterback again right after that flag. And that ended that drive there. Iglesias, he had interception on a pass to Kelly over the middle of the field. That was at about midfield there. And of course, Carson Miller, he was the one that intercepted that ball. The quarterback, Rice quarterback, playing defense, guarding Gavin Kelly, and he intercepted. Just Kelly, he went for more diving catch and sliding maybe, but regardless, Miller was able to come up with it. Ball might have been a little short for him. Dean Palazzolo, he had a 35-yard punt return at the end of the first half. That put them in a really good position to potentially try and do something. And then that resulted to the field goal. And then a blocked extra point for Jerron Faulkner on the one Rye touchdown. That's why it is 10-6 there. And Dean Palazzolo, another phenomenal kickoff return for him. 54 yards. We brought the ball all the way to Rye's 30-yard line. Somers, unfortunately, did not have enough time to get him for a touchdown. They did attempt a field goal, which Gavin Kelly, unfortunately, was wide left with. That's going to wrap it up for our first half of play. Now, moving on to the second half, Jack, what do these teams each need to do to win?
I think Somers just needs to keep up the same consistent defense that they've been playing the entire game so far, except for that one drive. Just that solid, really physical defense, which was one of Coach Medio's mindsets and the one thing they wanted to focus on this week. Just being really physical with the football, being physical on defense, special teams, everything. For Rye, I think they need to kickstart their offense and play like that same drive they did when they scored the touchdown. Any other Rye offensive drive so far has not been great and has been really subpar against the Somers defense. That's Rye's really, their defense hasn't been doing bad. Held Somers most of the time here. But yeah, I think Somers' defense needs to hold up and Rye's offense needs to score more than 6.5.
Yeah, definitely. And keep in mind the final score of last time Somers and Rye played was 17-7. That's close to that right now. I think we're gonna see a little higher of an outcome tonight. But always, it's football. You never know. High school football especially, you really never know what's gonna happen. And in just a moment here, we are going to be joined by one of our crew members, Huber Hewitt.
All right, here is our halftime report from me. Somers is leading 10-6 while also getting the ball in the second half. Both defenses are very strong with four forced punts from Rye and a punt, interception, and 2 forced field goals for 3 points for Somers. Brett Kennedy with the leading touchdown, and the game has been slow since. Somers scoring a field goal and Rye scoring a touchdown. But Somers blocking the punt. Somers blocking the extra point. 10-6. Morally, a close and interesting game to tune into. And you can continue listening here on the Somers Sports Broadcast. The game will There's 8 minutes left on halftime, and we'll get back to you shortly. Thank you, I'm Cooper Hewitt.
And an update on our view count. We have over 1,000 views on this live stream. We thank everybody so much with the 100 current viewers on right now. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you all so much. This is our highest ever on the channel for any game, even the championship last year. So thank you so much to everybody who's tuned in today.
Thank you so much from everyone tuning in. It's amazing how much this club has grown in this past year. I mean, only really last year we started doing live sports, and that's when everything really took off. But we're gonna not waste any time here. Back to the game predictions for the second half. I'm gonna stick with my original prediction. I'm gonna stay with the 29-28 coming down to the last possession of the game. Jack, what do you think?
I think it's going to be 17-14. I can see that happening.
Really?
Yeah, I think Rye will be aggressive somewhere later in this game, having to go for that 2-point conversion and just falling short by 3 after Somers also scores a touchdown in the second half.
So either you see the offensive teams not playing well, or you see the defensive teams playing really well.
I see the defense playing as well as they've played this game, only holding Somers to 10 points. That's awesome. And so Rye only to 6. It's been really low on. It's not even the offensive playing bad. Defenses have just been playing off the rails this game so far.
Definitely. And Somers, as you remember, we remember from before, Somers allows an average of 8 points a game. So Rye that's 6th or just shy of that. Of course, that number is carried by the multiple shutout wins that Somers had towards the end of the regular season. But Rye does allow on average 18 points a game. So that, I think Somers, they're going to definitely get there and exceed past that. I think Rye is going to be a tougher opponent. As we know, they're one of the better teams in Section 1.
The one thing we were hoping for in this game was an improvement from week 1, and we have definitely seen that.
Exactly. Only 7 points for Somers week 1 against Rye, and they're already at 10, and they're currently in the lead. It's exactly what we wanted to see. They definitely wanted to see them come out hot, which exactly they did. 3 and out for the defense, and then just steamrolled down the field and scored that touchdown.
The stakes for this game obviously being the Section 1 A? Is it just A? Sorry.
Section 1 Class A.
Section 1 Class A. This team, whoever loses is eliminated, and they're going to be walking back home. And the next team's going to be moving on to a bigger, more open state finals.
Yeah. Whoever wins this game will play next week at Arlington High School, and that is the start of the state bracket. So definitely a big game tonight, and this has been the section championship for the past few years here. Rye has lost to Somers for a couple years in a row. Somers hoping to continue that tonight. So far, these teams have been playing well. I think it really could go either way right now, but Somers, I think, is going to pull away.
Yeah.
They're going to be more dominant.
True Somers fashion.
And we have about 3 minutes remaining in halftime. And now we are going to highlight our varsity girls volleyball coach, Coach Massey. She spoke to Xavi Docil after one of their games.
I'm here with
Coach Massey.
Coach Massey. What do you think were the team's strengths in this game?
So today we had a really good serve from the beginning of the first set to the third set. We have so many aces, and I think that was one of the things that we really stand for.
Okay, what do you think the team improved on from the start of the season to now?
We definitely had a good, so far we improved on our team spirit, and also if I want to talk about skill-wise, we had a great improvement in our side outs.
Good. What do you think has been special about this team, like during the season?
Their energy is great. They have a good energy. They're a good group of girls and athletes, which I'm super proud to be their coach this season.
Thank you for your time, Coach Massey.
Of course, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That was an interview with Coach Massey, girls varsity volleyball coach here at Somers High School. And that is going to wrap up our halftime show. 2 minutes remaining until the halftime ends. We'll resume the game in the third quarter with Somers receiving the opening kickoff for the second half. You're watching varsity football on the Somers Sports Broadcast.
Watch the Somers Sports Broadcast, where we break down the world of sports.
Back, he throws. There's 2 defenders on the tight end.
Interview guests.
Here with Coach Packard, who will be interviewing today.
Predict upcoming sport games.
To win it 26-23, the Chargers win.
Debate sports.
Who is the best NFL team of all time?
The Cowboys have won 5 Super Bowl titles.
The Patriots, one of the best teams.
Discuss our opinions on the latest in the world of sports.
Alex Bowman. I think he could make it far. He's been impressive.
And much more.
A fumble. This could be game.
I'm with
Nikki Duffy.
Dean Palzall.
I would definitely say DP. Dean Palzolo. He definitely had a great game.
Just a Hail Mary. Will he get it? Bounces off the Bears defenders. Touchdown.
When I first joined last year, you wanted me long distance, but then you threw it.
And I think by now we've really proved that we are the most dominant team in Section 1.
It's going to be a pick. Picked off by Miguel Iglesias, and he's going back.
Watch our weekly talk show episodes of the Somers Sports Broadcast. You could find them on YouTube and Spotify.
And welcome back to the Somers Sports Broadcast, Section 1 Class A Championship for varsity football. Back here, Mahopac High School, halftime ending in just a few short moments. Now let's speak a little bit about on the Somers side of the strategy and how everything was supposed to go tonight. As we already mentioned, Somers, they need to be more physical. Coach DiMatteo told us that they've definitely been doing well with that. And he also said that the offensive line needs to focus on pushing. They need to push forward. They need to move the defensive line back. They've been doing a pretty good job. It's led to a few good runs there. And then he said some people that stepped up in practice, that's going to be Jackson Whipple, number 12, a receiver, and Dean Monticelli, a receiver. Those some guys that stepped up in practice that we might see in the game tonight. We've seen Jackson Whipple. He's been in there for most of the plays as a receiver, but he has not had any targets. I believe teams are taking the field once again.
Somers' defense is going to need to come out here, not first, obviously, since Somers' offense will be, but they're going to need to play rock solid and really just make sure Rye can't move down the field as much as they did on that last drive they had.
You're absolutely right, Jack. And the key to this game was to control the clock and run that ball. And Somers is going to be doing a lot more, going to have to do a lot more of that this quarter, especially that controlling the clock. They did well in the first half, but they need to continue doing that well. As for running the ball, it's definitely working well. Their 3 running back rotation, definitely very, very helpful. Teams back out doing their stretches for the second half. And the tremendous practice week that Coach DiMatteo commented on is definitely showing here tonight. They're playing tremendously. They had a tremendous practice week, and we anticipate that it might have been a little bit more of a harsh practice week on the players. Is this is definitely probably the biggest game of the season.
Undoubtedly the biggest game.
Yeah, and now Jaden Ferry is going to be joining us once again.
Yeah, and so I've heard a lot of predictions before this game that it would be a low-scoring game and only a small difference in that score because both teams are really powerhouses and both offense and defense. So defense is really impressive what they're doing. Both of them are really holding the score down, and the offense is also powering through. It's an impressive score, I gotta say, though. And I'm excited to see what comes next. This has been Jaden Ferry.
Thank you, Jaden Ferry, for popping in there.
Teams set here, as we already have said multiple times, Somers will be receiving the second half kickoff. They come out waiting on Rye. Here we go. Rye loves to take their sweet times in their huddles.
And now talking about the coaches real quick, I'm sure both coaches had a big speech to the team in the locker room. I think that both teams are now really hyped up to play once again. Get back on the field after a 15-minute halftime. Hope you guys enjoyed the halftime show. Yeah, Rye definitely is taking their time. They're still talking with their coaches.
Looks like they're planning stuff.
They might be planning more than they did in the halftime break. Anyways, here goes out Rye. Thank you guys. Over to you.
Of course, thank you, Jaden, for your input there. We have a 10-6 score. 12 minutes on the clock. Rye loves their huddles. They're in another huddle once again. This time, just the players on the field. They finally break. That's going to be Shoemaker ready to kick.
Could expect an onside kick here. Most likely not, but
Shoemaker kick up. That's going to bounce towards the 20-yard line and picked up, I believe, by Palazzolo once again, who's dodging, hurling, all of that fashion. And he is eventually going to be tackled at exactly the 50-yard line. Another spectacular return. I believe he picked that up at about the 20.
Yeah, I think Shoemaker's biggest mistake so far in this game is not dropping that ball, but he's going to keep kicking it to Palazzolo. Palazzolo pick up that ball on the 15-yard line. It's a huge 35-yard return.
Shoemaker might not have that power in his leg to get it all the way to the end zone. I'm sure by now they would have had him put it in the end zone at least once. But Palazzolo near, Kelly far. Palazzolo in motion. He fakes the handoff, and it's a handoff, I believe, to Jaden Abruzzi. And he goes nowhere. I believe he gets to the line of scrimmage. And we have cleat on the field, it appears. Drawn Faulkner has lost his cleat during that play. No loss, no gain on that play. So it's going to be 2nd and 10. And some of the toughest players to get by on defense, that's going to be Sebastian Lewis, Carson Miller, and Shoemaker. Some of the toughest guys. Iglesias takes the snap, takes the handoff to Abruzzi. The line collapses, and he tries to scramble, but gets nowhere. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. I think Somers is going to have to think about passing now.
What they're trying to do here is reinstate the run game, as they have lost a little bit of yardage, or maybe not gained at all, because it's still 3rd and 10. They're on the 50-yard line. It's exactly where Palazzolo got them to on the return. And no gain has been picked up. So you might want to think a new game plan.
Maybe Palazzolo far, Kelly near. Abruzzi to the left of Iglesias. Iglesias snap. Takes the handoff to Abruzzi. He has some time. And a pass off the hands of Kelly is incomplete. That would have been a 1st and 10 and more.
Yeah, the ball looked a little bit too far out for Kelly to get, but very close to a big play.
And Somers' punt unit will come out. Very unfortunate. This is how the first half started off. 3 and out. Curious to see if this is going to carry Rye to anything. But some more defensive players to look out for on Rye. It's also going to be Luke Denver and Nigel Strazzini. So Kelly out to punt. High snap, jumps, receives, punt off, and he's going to place that punt in the end zone. Ball will come out to the 20-yard line. Over to Cooper now.
Hey, Cooper Hewitt here. Quick analysis. Somers on offense looks like he's going to need a lucky break. They keep getting held to 1 and 0 yard runs. Somers keeps getting stopped. We're going to have to get a big drive or a lucky break if we want to do something.
Rye takes a snap from their own 20-yard line. Deep pass. And that's complete. Wow. Complete pass to Shoemaker. That's got to be spotted at the Somers 30-yard line. That is a 50-yard pass. Wow. Shoemaker with that insane catch there.
Yeah,
double covered as well.
He is their #1 receiver. Over 1,200 yards now on the season.
Low snap on the ground, able to recover, and throws an incomplete pass over to David Zerlov.
You have to think maybe by the end of this game, Shoemaker will hit that 1,300-yard mark. But
Somers has done a good job containing him so far. Whether that's Rye just has chosen not to show him off yet, or if, it's just how the game's going.
I think if Rye's going to show off Shoemaker, they now need to show off Palzola.
3 near, 2 far. Miller takes a snap back to pass. He's going to have to escape the pocket. Cameraman for Sports Engine not doing a great job. Flag comes out as he is sacked. Multiple flags fly. We don't need to say it every 10 seconds. So, see what this penalty is going to be.
I think the original penalty was going to be intentional grounding, which it is on the offense. Not sure what the head official's saying. I don't know if you can hear Braden.
It's going to be 3rd down regardless, and they are going to move right back, I believe.
Sports Engine camera decided to
potentially a roughing the passer penalty against Somers. I guess not. But that's going to be a third and 39 for Rye. Wow. Miller takes a snap. Definitely going to be passing here. Back to pass. Makes a deep pass into double coverage. Oh my God. Shoemaker with, wow, down to the 1-yard line. 1st and goal for Rye. Shoemaker with an insane catch in double coverage.
Seems like these are the two staples of their offense. That these two are really the only things that have worked in this game so far on offense. These two players here.
Gavin Kelly covering Shoemaker with Jimenez coming over to help him, but the two of them together were unable to knock that down. That would have been very easily for Kelly to knock down if he just stuck his hands up. Miller takes a snap, attempts to scramble, and he is pushed back. They're on the 1 yard line once again.
It looked like a designed run there, and he just got rejected by that Somers defense, able to hold him off from the goal line.
And this is exactly how the first half started, just opposite. Somers this half had the 3 and out. Now Rye is at the 1 yard line. But we had other way around. Rye had the 3 and out, and Somers scored immediately. We're set here. Miller takes a snap, attempts to scramble, pushing, and he is in. Number 4, Carson Miller, with a scrambling touchdown for Rye.
Yeah, I mean, there was not a huge chance of stopping that. You have a huge pile coming right at you. And Rye was just a little bit more physical there.
Absolutely.
Big thing about missing that extra point that Jaron Faulkner blocked is now, if they make this, it'll only be a 3-point game versus a 4-point game. Still one score.
Absolutely. Snap. Shoemaker up and good through the middle of the uprights. And Rye has their first lead of the night at 13-10. Definitely a game changer there. Going to see in just a few moments how Somers is going to respond.
Somers sees a big response. They don't have a big response here. It's not going to be good. This is going to come down late into the fourth quarter or anywhere in the fourth quarter, because if Somers isn't able to score here, I don't know how well they trust their defense right now, because they proven they can just throw it up to Shoemaker and make the play.
Somers definitely going to have to discuss some defensive changes that will be made during this offensive drive. We have 8:08 left in the third quarter, and Somers definitely not used to trailing in games. Obviously, they did have those moments versus Iona and Rye, but that is pretty much the only time in the last few years that they've been trailing.
Yeah, I think they definitely expected to be trailing earlier in the game than now against Rye today. But, you know, as Brandon said earlier, it's very unexpected, especially high school football. You can't really predict what's going to happen.
Shoemaker to kick off for Rye. Up to the ball. Kick up. Bounces at the 25 and received by Jackson Whipple. Whipple receives it and spin move, dodge, and he gets all the way down to the Rye 41-yard line.
I think the one thing Somers is really lacking right now is taking the momentum they get from these returns and using it on offense to enforce their will on this defense and keep the momentum going to go score a touchdown.
Yeah, and I think to do that, Somers, they're going to have to try to utilize their receivers, not just Dean Palazzolo. We know that Kelly, Whipple, and Monticelli, they can do it. They can make those big catches. But now Coach DiMatteo needs to put trust in them, and that just might have to be what it is. Palazzolo in motion across the middle. Fake stand off to Palazzolo and hands it off to Mitchell, who falls down and rolls backward.
Yeah, Somers needs to spread out this ball. They know the top 4 or 5 of their receivers can catch the ball. Iglesias just needs to put the ball on target, and they should be flying through this game.
It's 7:28 remaining, clock ticking. Jimenez and Palazzolo far, and that looks like Whipple near. Snap. Fakes the handoff to Mitchell. Little pressure in the pocket, but Iglesias gets a throw off. Wow. Incomplete pass. That was to Brett Kennedy deep downfield. Wanted PI. From our angle, definitely was some PI there. But they will not get the flag for that. No pass interference and an incomplete pass. Receiver clearly... The defender clearly had his arm wrapped around him way before the ball got there.
I'm not even going to exaggerate. He was literally hugging him.
They say if you can't guard him, hug him.
He had both arms basically wrapped around Brett Kennedy there. Really big missed flag there, which you don't see too often.
Ref was definitely in a good spot to see it. 7-11 remaining. We have 3 receivers far, 2 near. Palazzolo motion. Snap. Whistle blow before snap. And that's going to be delayed game against Somers. That's going to move him back.
That was very quick.
It's a 5-yard penalty. Somers comes out. We have Palazzolo, Whipple, and Jimenez on the far, and I believe that's going to be Kelly near. Same play, snap. Iglesias, trouble in the pocket. Everything collapses. Iglesias going to scramble for himself. Falls down and fumble. But the referee saying that Iglesias was down, and flag comes out. Intense moment here. Referee was signaling that Iglesias was down, and then once he gets into the middle of all the players, he throws a flag straight up.
Yeah, you wonder what the flag would be here. Possibly a late hit on Iglesias, but I don't
No, I don't think so. He pretty much fell down on his own. I believe we're gonna have a, and that's gonna be unsportsmanlike conduct against Rye. They maybe something said to the referee after the play or to another player. Not sure there, but Somers will gain yards and a first down. Iglesias, he might have got the first down on his own, all a matter of where the ball was marked, but it was close. No, he was definitely a yard away. And he definitely was down before that ball came loose. The ground forced the fumble.
Yeah. Yeah, not entirely sure what that penalty may have been about. Definitely something said by someone there.
Based on the timing and the reaction, my guess is that a player said something to a referee, specifically the one that was signaling that that Iglesias was down, as he was still doing the motion that the ball was down when he reached and threw the flag straight up.
Dino Gar.
15-yard line. Somers now 1st and 10 in the Rye zone. Handoff to Mitchell. That's not going to go very far. Stops at the line of scrimmage. He's still up and pushing, but as forward progress stops, referees blow the whistle.
Dino Gar came on the field last play, looking kind of aggravated at that call that Iglesias was down, but referee escorts him back to the sideline.
Well, they do not have the replays that we can see, but we obviously could see that Iglesias, he falls down. He might have been tripped or grabbed. He falls down. His shoulder hits the ground, and then the ball comes loose. So obviously that is not a fumble. Palazzolo far, Whipple near. Palazzolo in motion, fakes the handoff, and it's going to be a pass to Whipple. Wide open! Jackson Whipple, number 12, a wide open touchdown over the middle of the field. A huge play for Somers. The Tuskers are going to take back the lead almost immediately.
Again with that quick slant. DB played way too far off it. And that's a free touchdown for Somers.
I think what happened there, they had Whipple and Palazzolo on opposite sides. They had Palazzolo come towards the side, pretending like he was going to take a handoff. And that, I believe, led the defensive back to think that they were going to give it to Palazzolo, and he kind of left Whipple unguarded. Kelly's extra point is up and good. The Tuskers will take a 17-13 lead over the Garnets. Huge turn of events here at Mahopac High School. Huge plays there. Somers showing why they are one of the most dominant teams in Section 1. Trying to prove tonight that they still, in fact, are the most dominant team here. 5:54 remaining in the third quarter. Plenty of game left. Somers getting set up to kick over to Rye. And a note here, Cooper's prediction would be correct if Somers was to score a field goal. Kelly kicks away and is going to sail to the about 8-yard line and is going to be brought out. Though tackled at about the 24-yard line. Multiple Somers players on the stop there. That was received and brought out by, I believe, Charlie Brady.
Yeah, it's going to be about a 15-yard return from like the 8-yard line.
Sit.
Rye is set up. Two receivers near too far, running back out there, but not in a position to take the ball. Miller throws across the middle, complete pass. Big play for Rye, complete to Charlie Brady.
I think that's the second pass completed that wasn't to Shoemaker today, if I'm not wrong.
I believe Rye has not been passing much as well, so
No.
I want to say maybe 5 passes at most.
Yeah, I think it was 5. 2 of them completed to Shoemaker, 1 to number 7 there, and I forget who
I want to
else
say
it was.
Lewis probably had the rest. Miller, he's scrambling out of the pocket. Pocket collapses, followed by, you guessed it, Decker. Attempts to make a throw, but it's either blocked as he's pushed out of bounds by Decker and Kennedy together.
Not sure if it was blocked, but
yes, it was. He did get the pass off actually, but it was thrown into the Somers sideline.
Yeah, Miller took a huge hit there. Just as he was throwing that ball.
5:15 left in the third quarter. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for Rye at their own. At their own 47-yard line. Thank you for 129 concurrent viewers. Miller takes a snap. Trouble in the pocket. Deflected pass, I believe, and that is going to be no good. I believe whoever made their way into the pocket did get a hand on that ball as the pass came out.
Yeah, there's Strazzini out there near the sideline. And that ball was just a little bit, he threw it right off his back foot. It got deflected.
Yes, on the deflection there, that was Lorenzo D'Ambrosio.
But yeah, there was very little chance of catching that. 3rd down here.
Rye set, 3 receivers, far one near, snap. Miller rolling towards his own sideline, gets a pass off, complete. Clock will keep rolling, stays in bounds, complete pass to Sebastian Lewis, one of the other top receivers for Rye. That's going to be a 1st down. From the 3rd and 10 as well, 3rd and long, throws it right over. I believe the Somers defender stumbled a little bit on his way there.
Yeah, right there, it's a little bit of a comeback route. It looks like, I don't know who that DB was, but he bit on the streak a little bit too hard. A receiver was able to come back to the ball and get a 1st down reception.
1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Miller takes a snap. Did not give Somers too much time once they broke the huddle, and it's going to be a complete pass. Complete to number 7, Charlie Brady. Rye broke the huddle, went immediately into their formation, and just snapped the ball. Somers, they knew that they were coming out quick, but they weren't ready for it. They caught Somers way off guard there.
Gavin Kelly on the tackle there. But yeah.
I believe that was just barely enough for the 1st down. And that's going to be a 1st and 10 at the Somers 24-yard line. Miller He's going to scramble for himself here. He's to the 5, and he's pulled out of bounds by Brett Kennedy at, I believe, the 1-yard line. So they will have first and goal at the 1-yard line once again.
Yeah, we saw it earlier this game, and this is a huge window opportunity for Rye to get in the end zone again.
Multiple diving tackle attempts made by Somers defenders, but none were successful. His ball will be placed at the 4-yard line. Running back to the right and behind Miller. Snap. Miller's going to keep it himself. He's running far towards the sideline in the backfield. Pulled down. Sending over to Cooper once again.
Great stop for Somers here, but Somers is having trouble defending the mid-range and deep passes, especially to the outside. Rye keeps getting many yards from their key receivers, number 7 and number 5. Somers is going to have to get better at defending that if they want to win this game.
Thanks, Cooper, Dylan Jimenez, and Whipple pulling Miller out of bounds there. I believe we're going to have a timeout taken most likely by Rye. 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter, and I believe they did gain 1 yard. So that's going to be second and goal from the 3-yard line. They started this set of downs on the 4. Rye returns from their timeout huddle. Teams back out. Rye in another huddle. Break. They're going to have no receivers out there. Shoemaker on the far ends of the line. Anticipate he'll be blocking. Snap. Miller sneaks his way through. Breaks right and then back towards the left. Breaks through the line. And that's going to be Carson Miller. Touchdown. Number 4. QB scramble.
Yeah, right there. Rye kind of tried to milk the clock like a cow. Just taking off run plays there, the outside. Just take some clock down and finally punch it in with a QB rush.
Extra point attempt will be kicked by Shoemaker. Shoemaker splits the uprights in half, and that is going to be 19-17. Rye immediately regains their lead. And I believe we're going to have just under 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter of play. Whole another quarter to go. Dodgers 20-17.
Somers definitely going to need to make a statement again on this drive. Punching another touchdown is definitely the best way to do that.
This may be the time where Somers and Rye start trading the touchdowns back and forth.
Kind of like what happened in the Eastchester game last week.
We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back. We have 3:55 left on the clock. Rye currently leading Somers 20-17 in the Section 1 Class A Championship. We have Shoemaker set to kick back over to Somers. Rye just scored a touchdown. Shoemaker's kick. High kick. It's going to bounce at the 10-yard line and bounce out of bounds. Flag flies.
And I don't know what's better. Palazzolo or Whipple return or a penalty.
Somers takes a chance with the penalty there. Whipple was nearby, but he opted to let it bounce out. Players moving high up. And that they're going to be redoing the kickoff, and Rye will lose 10 yards. So instead of kicking off from the 40, I apologize, 5 yards, they will kick off from the 35 instead.
Wonder why. I don't think that's usually what happens.
Not sure. Section, I guess that's the way NISFA does it. So once again, Shoemaker will kick off with 3:55 remaining in the third quarter. Low kick this time. And it's going to be fielded, I believe, by Whipple. Yes, fielded by Whipple. And he is in between the 40 and 45 brought down. I believe he received it at about the 30. And he brought it out to about the 43. Nice little return there. Not bad field positioning at all for Somers.
Somers not as good as field positioning as last time, but they still need to come out as powerful and as willing to put everything on the line to go score a touchdown here.
Kelly far, Palazzolo near, and I believe it's going to be Mitchell to the left of Iglesias. Palazzolo in motion. Iglesias snap, fakes the handoff, whistles blow.
Seen this a couple times today. I'm guessing there's a flag. I don't see one.
Yep, there is a flag out. False start. False start on Somers. I'm not sure where that false start was. I don't see it on the replay. Somerset once again after losing 5 yards. Palazzolo far, Kelly near, and Iglesias this time is just going to keep it and scramble. I want to say it's a pick of about 5 yards.
Yeah, nice job just turning his back and falling backwards to ensure he picks up those 1 or 2 yards he wouldn't have gotten if he stayed straight up and gotten tackled backwards. But turning around and falling onto his back to get a little bit further. Looks to be a pickup of 7. Is
that going to be 2nd and 8 then? Palazzolo near Kelly far. Palazzolo in motion. He'll fake the handoff, and handoff will be given to Valencia, who charges right into the line and is brought down after a gain of about 3. So that's going to be 3rd and 4.
Yeah, I know Somers is trying to get this run game going, but it hasn't been working, really. Now they're faced with this 3rd and mid, about 3rd and 5 or 6 yards. Or
Iglesias sends Palazzolo in motion. Iglesias is going to pass. He's pressured in the pocket, escapes a sack. He's going to force to scramble himself as he dives forward through a tackle. Not enough for the first down.
It is pretty close.
3 yards off for the first down.
Looks like he got a little farther than the 50.
Falling forward there.
Looks to be 2 yards?
4th and 2.
Yeah.
And Somers is going to go for it. I think that's the right call here. But you got to get it. You're at midfield. The way Rye has been playing this quarter, they're definitely going to score. If you leave it, it looks like it's going to be a rush. Iglesias takes a snap. He's going to scramble, and he does not get it. He does not get it. He is a yard short. Referees come in. 1:23 remaining, and Rye is going to take over on downs at their own 52-yard, at their own 48-yard line. And stay tuned for a live look inside the Somers student section.
That
123 remaining in the quarter.
That might have been what the mistake Eastchester made as well. This might have been the time of game where Rye takes that 2-score lead, and then you just can't come back from it.
Interesting to see how Somers reacts, but Miller takes a snap. He looked to pass, but he's not going to have that option. Scramble, and he's hit out of bounds. Not too big of a hit, but that came from number 17 of Joe Fink, pushing him out of bounds.
Yeah, great play defensively by Somers, not letting Miller to get any yards on the run there. Making sure he goes out of bounds. Looked to be about a 2 or 3 yard loss there.
Big loss there, 4-yard loss. So 2nd and 14. We have Lewis near. We're going to have Shoemaker and 2 others far. Snap. Miller. Pass. Pass over the middle is complete. First down and a lot more, all the way down to the Somers 36-yard line, and that was complete to Charlie Brady.
Yeah, that was one of those mid passes again. There was no one even close to him there. He was wide open on the drag across. And, yeah, nobody was there to cover him, and it was a free reception for a first down.
54 seconds and counting. Miller snaps on the 1st and 10. Pass over the middle, complete, and he's immediately met by Brett Kennedy and is then joined by multiple others, unable to see who that was. That was complete to Charlie Brady for a pickup of about 4 yards.
Yeah, Miller's slinging the ball right now. Letting it fire out quickly, too. Finding open short routes that usually result in bigger plays. This one, still about 6 yards, I think. But it's the short passing game that Somers is leaving open that's killing them right now.
Somers clearly struggling to contain the pass. I don't think we've seen much running from Rye the past 2 drives.
No, I think Rye's realized they're not able to run the ball. Somers still has realized, hasn't realized. They're still trying to institute it, just not executing it very well.
32 seconds remaining through the quarter.
A little tired there?
Maybe a little. We did have a timeout. Unsure of which side took that timeout. But teams come back out now. We're going to have 2 receivers far, 3 near. No running back for Miller. It's going to be 2nd and 7. Miller, quick pass over the middle. Complete to Shoemaker. He's going to run it all the way for a touchdown. Number 5, Henry Shoemaker. Making this a 2-possession game for Rye. 27.
Yeah.
26, I apologize.
Not what you want to see here.
Catch and run, guarded by Gavin Kelly, who just couldn't keep up with him. Right out of the gates, Shoemaker had the ground on him. Snap, Shoemaker. His extra point is blocked. Blocked by number 52 of Lorenzo D'Ambrosio. That time, I believe. That could be the difference between life and death for Somers later in this game. That those two blocked extra points.
Somers should be down 11 points now, only down 9 because of the 2 blocked extra points. Just huge for them in this game.
That's a touchdown and a field goal if it really comes down to the wire. 12 seconds remain on the third quarter, 26-17. It appears that the snap for the extra point was way high, and though the holder was still able to handle it and bring it down, it took too much time, and Somers was able to work their way in. Shoemaker ready to kick off to Somers now. Kick is on the ground once again, which seems to be a trend. Fielded near the Somers sideline by Dylan Jimenez, and he brings it out to the 29-yard line. So 1st and 10 from Somers' own 29-yard line.
Yeah, Somers finally having some regular field position here. Some normal, average field positioning. Not on the 40, not on the 50, not already in Rye's territory, but near the 30-yard line.
Oh, Somers' offense plays as they have all season. That should not be a problem, but as you know, Rye is a step up from the other teams in Section 1. We have Monticelli, Whipple, and Palazzolo on the near side. Ball rolling on the field. Running back to the right. Iglesias, 7 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Snap. Iglesias fakes the handoff, and his pass is blocked. With 3 seconds remaining, it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they finally go into the air here, but pass is blocked.
Blocked by Nigel Strazzini, and Iglesias had 2 options there. Get sacked and take a big hit, or throw it into the hands of a jumping defenseman. And I think he took the better option there. Palazzolo, Whipple, and Monticelli near same play as before, except a handoff this time to Luke Valencia, who falls down almost immediately after meeting the line of scrimmage. 3rd down, as that brings us to the end of the third quarter. 12 minutes will be put on for the fourth. This is going to be the biggest quarter in Section 1 football this year. 26-17. Rye has the lead. Somers trailing 9 points. That's manageable, but will Somers' defense step up? We will find out in just a few moments, and we will be back with you with the fourth quarter shortly. You're watching Section 1 varsity football on the Somers Sports Broadcast, and in between quarters, we'll be joined by the Somers student section. Back with the fourth quarter now. Iglesias takes the snap. He scrambles to the pocket, gets a pass off last second, complete. And maybe a fumble. That was fumbled. Dean Monticelli had the complete pass. He had the first down, but he fumbled. Scooped up. And Rye brings it all.
Usually for it to be a fumble, you can't challenge this, but it needs to be a little bit of a football move, and it did not look like he executed one. But obviously no replays here. They can't call it back. It's whatever the referee sees, so it's going to be Rye ball.
From the replay, we can see that whoever was defending Monticelli, after he had complete possession of the ball, he did punch the ball out. And then he scooped up and tried to run. He only got to the Somers 30-yard line, which was about where the line of scrimmage was. Rye snaps, low snap on the ground. Miller able to recover, giving him a lot of time, and He throws into his own sideline after some pressure from Brett Kennedy and some other Somers players in the pocket.
Somers defense needs to play on point now. They can't give up another score. Give another score. You're going to be down
3 possessions.
2, maybe even 3 possessions, yeah.
And that is not something you want.
No, not in the section finals. Definitely
not in the fourth quarter, especially.
You need time to come back down from 9 points, but 16 points, 15 points, that's still way too big.
Right, Miller, snap. Back to pass, looking for a deeper pass. He's going to have to scramble. And he makes a complete pass there. After gaining a few yards, knocked out of bounds. Quick complete there. That was Nigel Strazzini.
Everything's always open here. That linebacker came off that coverage to come pressure Miller. But, you know, that leaves the receiver wide open. That's just something you can't be doing here.
It's going to be about a 3rd and 2, I believe. Hard contact. They did give him the first down. From the replay, it looked like his foot stepped out of bounds 2 yards before the marker, but hard to tell. It was a big hit. So Miller snap, hands it off to the running back, who is now number 12, Charlie Garnet. 4-yard gain there for him, pushed out of bounds at the Somers sideline. $11-12 remaining and clock ticking. Rye breaks the huddle. We're going to have one receiver. That's going to be Shoemaker far, and then they're going to have Garnett as the running back. Snap. Fakes the handoff. Miller scrambling. He gets the first down and more. He dives. Does he get the touchdown? Miller gets the touchdown. Diving on the scramble. Number 4, Carson Miller with another touchdown. And that extends Rye's lead to 32-17.
You know, I think everybody in the Somers section of the stands right now, all their souls just dropped, and maybe even ghosts coming out of their body right now, watching them go down 2 scores.
Definitely not what Somers was trying to get out of that that drive there, that it fumble. Snap, extra point, up and good this time. Snap was not high, so they had no trouble getting it off, and this may be the time where the worry starts to set in on the Somers sideline.
Yeah, Somers basically needs to climb a couple mountains to come back from this.
Somers, when they're not used to going down by margins like this, and we've seen when last time they did go down big was against Iona, and as you know, that game did not go well. They did not play well when they were down. They thrive on their continuous momentum throughout the game and being up, being in the lead.
Yeah, you might find this worrying for a lot of fans because Somers usually doesn't play well or play as well as they do when they're under pressure. Mistakes are bound to happen, but they can't be mistakes like throwing interception. That's be like dropping the ball or fumbling and recovering it.
These Somers players cannot let their emotions get in the way of the last 10 minutes and 40 seconds of this game.
This needs to be a clean and physical 10 minutes.
Somers needs something big. One of their big Dylan Jimenez interceptions or Jackson Whipple interceptions once Rye gets the ball back. Shoemaker kicks off high. Falls at about the 30-yard line. Brought out and only brought out to about the 35. I believe that was Abruzzi that had received that as he hops off the field with the help, clearly hurting his left leg there. I hope he is all right.
Maybe a little worrying as him being one of the 3 Musketeers in that little triple threat running back option.
Yeah, definitely. 10:35 left. Somers breaks the huddle. Palazzolo, Whipple, and Jimenez near, and I believe we're going to have Kelly far. Iglesias snap, back to pass. Rolling towards the Somers sideline. Pressure in the pocket, and he throws to the ground at Monticelli. Monticelli makes a diving attempt, but I believe that ball was well out of bounds.
Yeah, Iglesias just hasn't had his best night tonight. Throwing a lot of incomplete balls, a lot of balls that are too far. Gonna need to throw more accurate balls here, even on the run. Needs to be somewhere within the vicinity of the receiver to keep this momentum, or to pick up momentum in the first place, and keep the ball moving down the field.
Palazzolo, Whipple, and Jimenez near. I believe we're at Monticelli far again. Snap. Iglesias is going to scramble. He gets through the line. He gets the first down, and he gets almost all the way to the 50-yard line. 14-yard scramble for Iglesias. Is that the momentum that Somers needs to kickstart this offense?
This is now when your sideline needs to be electric. Because if your team on the field hears that sideline going crazy, cheering and everything, momentum's going to pick up quick, and this drive should result in a touchdown.
10:09 remaining and clock ticking. The receivers near, one far. Snap. Iglesias back to pass once again. And an incomplete pass to Jimenez. Clock will stop. 9:56.
Receivers dropping the ball has been a big part of why Somers is down now. Kelly dropping a few crucial first downs earlier in this game just held them from scoring more when Rye had no points.
Monticelli's fumble as well. That was a first down. Iglesias snap. Takes the handoff to Mitchell. He's going to try to rush himself, and he's only going to get to the line of scrimmage. They will give him 1 yard. It will be second and I believe 3rd and 9, actually. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they go to try it again, but it doesn't work this time.
And Jaden Ferry will join us once again.
So just a little thing about Somers. They're down quite a lot. I think they need to double their score almost to get it. They need to have high spirits to make any scoring happen in 9 minutes, 20 seconds.
Snap. Iglesias back to pass, looking for a deep pass. He had Palazzolo going towards the sideline, but incomplete, too far out. Palazzolo made a diving effort, and that's going to be 4th and 9, and they're going for it. 9:11 remaining on the clock. Somers, they have to go for it now.
I understand this is Iglesias' first year in the varsity quarterback role, but you can't break under pressure. Even in this big of a game against someone you already lost to, you just can't break like this, not throwing accurate balls for your receivers to be able to catch.
Iglesias takes a snap. Pocket collapses a little bit there, and he is sacked. And that is a turnover on downs. Rye will have the ball on the Somers 48-yard line.
Iglesias' first instinct is just to run when he's under pressure, but in this case, he should have just thrown that ball. Doesn't even matter where you throw it. Just get the ball out and maybe give your receiver a chance to get it.
Definitely.
Rye has so much momentum now. I don't even know how to explain it.
Nine minutes remaining. We have Shoemaker near. 2 more receivers far, and running back of Garnet with Miller. And he's going to take the handoff. And he will not go very far. He's going to get a gain of 2. Brought back by the line almost immediately. .840 remaining on the clock and counting.
Yeah, Somers here just kind of needs to stop Rye from... I know they can't really stop him killing the clock, but they need to give him 3 and outs consistently from here on out to even have a chance here.
Exactly. Miller, snap. Fakes the handoff, and he's going to scramble himself. Breaks a tackle from Kennedy, and he is going to get the first down and a few more yards before being brought down by Jimenez.
It's what I said earlier. Kennedy went for the ball there. He didn't even go for the tackle. Completely went for ball. You can't do that right now. Because you're not going to make the tackle. Full ball. Didn't even go to wrap. And that's a free first down.
And yeah, Rice coming in with a lot of momentum now towards the end of the game. Something definitely happened during halftime, and now that their momentum is going, it's also maybe late in the night, 9:45 p.m., that might be contributing to this as well.
Should be plenty of adrenaline pumping through the bodies of all these players as Miller hands the ball off to Garnett, and he's going to push all the way through, and he's going to pick up 9, so 2nd and 1.
Yeah, I mean, Somers' defense is falling apart now. They run right up the center there. Somers has been able to counter this all day. Now, Rye is just running with the ball, and it looks like they're just going to run away with this game as well.
7:14 remaining, clock still ticking.
Yeah, and Rye's also getting a lot of first downs. They keep pushing for it, and they keep achieving it. So Somers' defense really needs to find where they're going and close that gap.
2nd and 2 for Rye. Miller set. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff, and he's going to go for himself. Scrambles across. He gets the first down.
Somers going to need a huge miracle for anything. For any chance at winning this game. Or bringing it maybe to overtime, but just winning this game in general. They need to force Rye to the air, or they need to force a fumble. One or the other. Hopefully get an interception, hopefully get a fumble, hopefully get a strip sack.
Yes.
Needs to be something more than Rye first downs.
Miller, snap. Takes the handoff, turns the other way, heads towards the Somers sideline, and he's going to scramble again. He's going to get the first down and more. He's within the Somers 10-yard line with a 1st and goal. This is an issue for Somers. That if Rye scores this touchdown here, it's almost definitely wraps for this section championship.
Yeah, I think even more because the Somers offensive play call has been pretty subpar to most other games. They haven't really been able to find the momentum of the play that works, and if they do, they haven't ran it multiple times in maybe a different set or different formation.
5:40 remaining. Miller takes the snap, turns the wrong way for the handoff, and he's going to scramble himself. I believe he attempted to recover. I think he was meant to hand the ball off, but he turned the wrong way. His running back was on the other side. That's going to be 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line. Apologies, the 8-yard line. 5 minutes remaining. It's nearly impossible to score enough points to at least tie with the time left.
Yeah. They're going to need to get onside kicks.
Miller snap. Hands the ball off to Garnett, who hurdles one to get in for the touchdown. Yes, he does. Number 12 of Charlie Garnett dives over the line for another Rye touchdown, bringing the score to 39-17.
Yeah, 3-score game now, 5 minutes. You could pretty much call this wraps.
3-possession game.
You can never technically call it out, but Somers' offense just hasn't been it in the second half.
Extra point is up and good.
I think a big part of why their defense isn't playing well is because their offense isn't, and it's translating over.
Yeah, many players do play on both the offense and defensive sides of the ball for Somers. So those emotions that they're experiencing on one of those sides may be affecting their performance on the other. Rye sideline buzzing with excitement now. As they come out. Somers taking a lot longer in their huddle than usual, as you may expect.
I think a big part of why Rye is up now is they adjusted their play calls on offense. They adjusted to what Somers was showing, and they decided to kind of change up what they were calling and not run the ball at all until right now on this drive where they ran out the clock. They were just passing the ball and passing the ball. And that's something the Somers didn't adapt to, and I think that's why they are down so many points right now.
Shoemaker to kick off. Kick is another low one. Fielded and thrown back. Whoever received that kick threw it back to Palazzolo. Palazzolo still up past the 50-yard line, and he's bumped out of bounds at the Rye's 45-yard line. Give it a lateral there. Great field position. Dean Palazzolo, what a magnificent return.
Definitely giving some life to Somers, but is it enough?
I don't think so. They have 4 minutes, 37 seconds left. I believe they do have all of their timeouts.
In order for them to win, they ideally have to score before 4 minutes and 10 seconds are on the clock.
And that is in 27 seconds.
Maybe 2 plays.
Snap. Iglesias fakes the handoff. Deep pass to Palazzolo, who's unable to bring it down. And it might have hit off his hands. He probably would have been able to handle it. But he is obviously in double coverage with 2 of Rye's best players, Shoemaker and Garnett.
Yeah, Shoemaker was coming over, but I feel like we need Somers needs to wait for one of them to get open, maybe make a move, like an in route, a slant route, a drag, a post, not just streak straight up the field. Because I mean that's one of the easiest routes to cover if you have if you're running a cover 2 with 2 deep safeties.
Iglesias takes a snap. He's pressured in the pocket. It collapsed. He attempts to make a pass forward, and it goes nowhere. 3rd and 10. Somers switching out players. 3rd and 10 at the Rye 40. That is the 43-yard line. Break the huddle. Some receivers slow to get out. Still having words with Iglesias. Palazzolo near Kelly Farr. Palazzolo in motion. Snap. Hand off to Palazzolo. He looked like he stopped. He might have thought about throwing the ball for a second there to Kelly, but he decided to run for himself. It's going to bring up 4th and 5, and Somers has no other choice but to go for it.
Yeah, I don't know. At this point, I don't know why they're running the ball or even like running a fake pass there. The ball needs to be in Iglesias' hands, and he needs to be throwing it. You shouldn't put it up to a risk.
They need to trust Tristan.
I know Tristan hasn't had the best game he's had all season. Obviously, a lot of incomplete passes that are semi his fault, obviously, as the quarterback. But you need to put trust in your quarterback. Someone calls a timeout.
That's going to be a timeout taken by Somers. 4:18 left, and they have a 4th and 6. And Jaden is going to join us during the timeout.
Yeah, so I think this timeout is really good because just the Somers team needs to regroup here. They need to just think about what the game plan is for the rest of this game. 4 minutes, 18 seconds remaining. I think it's a good time for Somers to really think about it. And they also need to be hyped up. They can't just accept that this is a loss already, because it definitely is possible. It just is really difficult, and that's what you need to have in your team. Your team needs to have that mindset that it's possible. So we're going to have to see what happens. Somers is back out. Let's see some energy, team.
On the 4th and 6. Palazzolo in motion. Iglesias takes a step. Another handoff. Palazzolo laterals it back, and it's going to be a pass.
Wow.
Complete pass to Tristan Iglesias. Tristan Iglesias catches the ball for the first down.
Even if this technically is literally the Philly special, this is a stupid play call. Because you're putting it up to your quarterback to make a 4th down throw, or to make a 4th down catch to win, to possibly give you a chance.
The 1st and 10, new life it feels like. Iglesias takes a snap, back to pass towards the end zone, and an interception. Interception in the end zone. Intercepted by number 7, Charlie Brady of Rye, with 3:43 remaining.
That might have been worse than the Philly special. I ain't even gonna lie. He kind of threw it right to him. He tried to give Gavin Kelly a chance there, but that ball was way short. You need to put that like another 5 yards deeper.
Depending on the coverage style, Jimenez and Whipple may have been open, but obviously those receivers would tend to drift away from their men once the pass has been released. We cannot tell for sure. Rye will take over at 3:43 at their own 20-yard line. Miller, snap, hands the ball off, and Shoemaker, I apologize, Garnett will go nowhere.
Yeah, I'm not even sure Somers will call their timeouts. Because I believe they have 2 timeouts. They can't stop the clock on a 3 and out because you need 3 timeouts to do that.
Clock ticking down, 3:15 remaining. Clock hits 3 minutes. Rye still switching out players. Snap. Miller hands the ball off. Pushing along is the entire Rye and Somers teams. And that pretty close to a first down. I want to say that does move the chains. 1st and 10 for Rye. Rye is going to waste as much time as possible on the play clock. Miller, set, takes the snap, hands it off. He's going to run into the line of scrimmage, and that's going to push all the way forward to the 40-yard line. And that is going to be 2 minutes remaining. Down to 1 minute, 45 seconds.
Come on.
Miller brings the huddle out. Miller adjusting his running back. Takes a snap. Hands it off to his newly adjusted running back, who gets the first down and a lot more, almost a 20-yard pickup there. I believe we should have had flag thrown as he shoved Kelly's helmet down after the play was over, but I guess the referee did not see that.
I don't think they would throw it this late with this much of a deficit anymore.
Probably not.
This should be the second to last play of the game.
1 minute remaining, and they have the 1st and 10. They should be able to take their knees now. And that will be a timeout taken by Rye.
That is
interesting.
Interesting.
With 49 seconds left, Rye takes a timeout.
Not sure what they're trying to do there. Unless they're trying to...
Maybe they're trying to get substitutes in.
If you're taking a knee, I don't know why you would.
I don't know.
Unless they're trying to literally be trying to literally stat pad and just go score a touchdown. I don't see why they would call this timeout.
I'm not sure. Teams head back out. Shorter timeout, as they don't really need that.
Yeah.
I guess last-minute words of wisdom from the Rye coach. Rye now in victory formation. Carson takes snap and kneels. That will get the clock down to 9 seconds, and they will have to snap it once more.
Yes, they will. This is their last snap for people like Palazzolo, Kelly,
all those seniors.
RJ Peterson.
Brett Kennedy. They're going to snap it now with 30 seconds left. Snap. Miller takes the knee, and that is going to end it. Rye will be your Section 1 Class A champions with a final score of 40-17 as the clock counts down from 10 and game officially comes to an end. And that is going to wrap up the season for Somer. It's going to wrap it up for our live events for football here at the Somer Sports Broadcast. We thank you very much for spending your Friday night with us, whether you're from Rye or Somers. Not the outcome that we hoped for on our side. Thank you, and good night.
Good night.